If you're new here, my name is Ashley, and I share tips on healing, wellness, and living with purpose. Today, we're talking about goals versus a bucket list and how creating a bucket list can help you live with memories and not just milestones. A bucket list is really about living. It's not about dying or kicking the bucket. So let's start with this. Goals are typically milestones, something that you look to achieve. So whether that's career steps, financial milestones, or fitness goals, it's something that is typically more structured and the results are measurable. Goals are also always tied to progress and they are very results driven. A bucket list, on the other hand, isn't about milestones or achievements. It's about experiences. It's about the moments that make you feel alive, make you feel connected, and full of awe. I'm a very goal-oriented person, and when I was going through my cancer treatment, all of my goals that I had structured for myself really took a back seat. And my only focus and goal and priority at that moment was to get better. While I initially was pretty angry and disappointed that my life felt like it was on hold and on pause, as well as my goals during my cancer treatment, I wound up discovering something even more powerful. Life isn't just about goals. There's always going to be somebody better than you, smarter than you, prettier than you. And success is also fleeting. If you think about it, even the Olympic medal winners, that only is temporary before another person reigns supreme and is the best at that sport or that athlete, because it's just natural to age. So life really shouldn't be just goals. No one is really going to remember you for what you achieved unless you're one of those rare people that make it into the history books for some reason or some celebrity status, but even that is fleeting. Life really is about the memories you make, the connections you make. Think about how you make people feel. That's what people are going to remember. And what is important is the memories and the experiences that you create with the time that you have here. A bucket list really reminds you to live now and not just constantly be planning for the future. While planning for the future is important, it is even more important, I would say, to live and be present and to experience and make those memories now. It really shifts our mindset from grind mode to gratitude mode. So how do you create your bucket list? Start by asking yourself the big questions. What lights me up? What do I want to feel more of? Where is somewhere I've always dreamed of going or dreamed of doing? Step 2, write freely. Take 10 minutes to set aside some personal time to journal and just let your pen or your typing flow. And dream wildly, dream big. Nothing is too big or too small to journal and write about. Step 3 is just take a look at what you wrote and break it down. Look at immediate first steps. What is 1 to 2 items that you can start planning within the next month, next 2 months? What's something that might take a little bit longer, or what is something that is more wild to achieve? Really take a look and start planning out your bucket list. For survivors or anyone who's just been through something life shifting, this isn't just about a list. It's about living. It's a reminder that you get to live with intention, you can live with joy, and you can live freely. You can live. I love to travel. I love to swim. I love being outdoors. all these things were greatly restricted or completely restricted while I was going through cancer treatment. And every day after chemotherapy, I made a promise to myself to at least take one small walk every day, no matter how bad I felt. And I was practicing gratitude at the time and still do every day, but it was very difficult. And I remember thinking, I am so happy that I have the ability to walk and I have my legs, that I can walk on the beach. Fast forward 6 months, I currently have a broken ankle. I'm still practicing gratitude, and I am thankful for my mind and my eyesight, because I have the ability to learn things and do things and think about what I want to do when I am able to walk again, and how I want to live with intention, and where I want to travel, and when I get to go swimming again, how I'm going to celebrate that. So I'm still very gracious. I'm still practicing gratitude, and I am learning patience. I am still learning patience. It is very hard for me to sit still, but it is very exciting to think about living with intention and coming up with plans to create a bucket list. So I will share some of the items on my bucket list that I may already have achieved, and then some bucket list items that I am planning to do as a source of inspiration for you if you're thinking about creating a bucket list as well. Breaking my ankle after getting through treatment was a humble reminder, very humble, that nothing can be taken for granted and anything is right around the corner. So don't wait, do it. Start planning, start making plans now, and just go for it. So here are some bucket list items that I have already completed, and most of them I will say were very enjoyable, and I would repeat many of them. Some I would not probably do now, but I am glad that I did them. When I turned 18, I went skydiving, which was exhilarating. And I don't think I would do it again because I've done it and that was cool. I've also been cliff diving in Jamaica at Rick's Cafe. Again, I'm not afraid of heights. It was exhilarating and fun, but now that I've done it, I have no interest in doing it again. But it was fun, and I recommend both, definitely. Another bucket list item that I have completed that I would highly recommend and I thought was really cool was I took a helicopter tour into the Grand Canyon. I thought it was a very unique way to see the Grand Canyon and experience it. It was a sunset tour leaving Las Vegas and then coming back to Las Vegas at night, and it was just an absolute beautiful time of day and way to experience the Grand Canyon. On my future bucket list, I would love to see the glaciers, so I am planning a trip to Alaska for the 4th of July this year. It's going to be a mother and daughter trip to celebrate being in remission from cancer, and we have planned a helicopter ride to the glaciers. So it's something that I've completed, but at the Grand Canyon, and I'm looking forward to getting in a helicopter again, but this time to see the glaciers in Alaska. There are a few things that I've also completed on my bucket list that, you know, it's tied to places that I wanted to travel to, but I wanted to have just an experience, like a small moment of joy there as well. So one of them was eating gelato in Italy. Gelato is one of my favorite things, and I really just wanted to see all of Italy. So my bucket list item was eating gelato in Italy. Another one was having a croissant in France. So that was really cool. Did Paris and all of south of France, also had frog legs. So I've tied a few bucket list experiences with travel, with food and cultural experiences as well. And I would like to do more of that. In the future, I've never been to Asia, and I would love to plan a trip, hopefully in the next year, to Asia. I would love to just experience all of Asia and enjoy all of the cuisine. I would love to go to Thailand, to Vietnam, to Cambodia, Japan. So there's a lot for me to plan out and carve out. It might involve a few trips to Asia, actually, and maybe more vacation time too. So I love exploring the great outdoors. So one of my completed bucket list items was hiking to the top of Bell Rock in Sedona. I also got to see Horseshoe Bend and Antelope Canyon, which I highly recommend. They were absolutely beautiful and really cool experiences. I will say that I had a guide that I found to help me get to the top of Bell Rock, and I don't think I realized at the time that it was really kind of like a little rock climbing in some areas, and I don't think I would do that again, but I'm really happy I did it when I did it, because it was truly magical, but it was incredibly scary. And I consider myself a good hiker, but I don't think I quite knew what I was getting myself into before I did it. On my current bucket list, in addition to exploring the great outdoors and seeing the glaciers, I would love to see the Northern Lights, whether it's in Alaska or Iceland. The pictures I've seen, it just seems like a really cool, phenomenal world Earth experience that I would appreciate. And I also I've been swimming with sharks. I've been swimming with nurse sharks in the Bahamas. One thing I don't think I would ever do would be getting in a cage with like great white sharks. I thought that would be something I would want to do, maybe in like South Africa, but I have had friends do that, and when they shared their experience, it kind of turned me off a bit. It sounded like there was chum in the water to attract the sharks, and you're under there with your snorkel or your scuba gear, and you get like the chum in your hair. I just don't think that's something that I would actually enjoy. I think swimming with the nurse sharks and feeding them, and it's still a really cool experience, also seems safer, and there's no blood in your hair. I think that's fine with me. Never do bungee jumping. I'm afraid that's not good for your spine, but I would love to go on a hot air balloon ride. I don't have a specific where that happens, whether it's in like Santa Fe, New Mexico, or if it's in Dubai, wherever. I think it'd be really cool to go in a hot air balloon. I think it would also be a little scary, but I think it would be worth it. And it might be one of those things that once I do it, I won't feel the need to do it again as well. But I would like to do it. So one of the experiences that I had on my bucket list to accomplish was to go to an awards show. And I had the opportunity to go to the Grammys a few years back. It was absolutely nothing to do with anything with my musical ability. It was a work trip at the time, but a really cool one. And that was a cool experience that, I would totally go back to the Grammys or the Oscars or it was just really fun to experience and dress up. One of the experiences I would love to have moving forward, I've always wanted to be an extra in a movie, but specifically, I would love to be like a dead body extra, maybe in like Law and Order, SVU, because I love Law and Order. And I've been practicing just like laying and like not smiling, laying still. I'm really good at it. I don't think I'm that good in front of the camera, so I can't have any lines or anything like that. But I also think it'd be cool to be like a zombie extra in a movie or a show. I don't want like too much blood in my hair or anything like that with makeup, so maybe just minimal makeup, but I've got like a pretty good zombie walk and growl that I've also practiced. So that's on my current bucket list of experiences to also do. So as you can see, some of my bucket list experiences, from what I've completed to what I would like to complete to things that I will not put on my list, tend to range from small things to big things to wild things that I've dreamt of that I actually didn't know if they would happen, but they did. So it's a fun activity to do, and I hope I've given you some inspiration. As I complete some of these additional bucket list items on my list, I will definitely share them with you on this channel. I think it is important to say that don't do any of your bucket list items for social media. Do it for yourself. Make sure you're present while you're doing them. And that is my number one priority. So I make sure that I'm sharing what I can share, but this is secondary because I want to make sure that I'm truly living. But I also want to inspire others to do the same. Now, I definitely encourage you to lean on your friends and social media to hold you accountable for your bucket list items, especially if it's something that might scare you. Not scare you in a dangerous way, but scare you in a I'm outside of my comfort zone way to achieve. Because the more people that you tell, you feel more accountable, and you might also open yourself up to experiences with the more people that you tell to actually achieve them. If this video spoke to you, take 10 minutes today and start your bucket list. Not tomorrow, do it today. Please comment below. I would love to hear some items that might be on your bucket list that maybe I can also add to my growing list as well. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to hear more about tips and inspiration on how to live life fully and some more wellness. You deserve a life filled with moments and memories, not just check boxes.